Welcome to day 4 of Unpacking Footwork. My name's Kris Soutar. Today we're going to be looking at the pivot step. Let's look at all of these clips before we start to unpack it. So welcome back, day 4. If this is your first time here, welcome. My name's Kris Soutar. This is my YouTube channel and I am spending 9 days unpacking footwork. To be honest, it's probably going to go on for a lot longer than that, but let's get the fundamentals out there first. Today is the fourth of 4 things you can do when you have time behind or beside the ball. Essentially, it's when you're not forced to move through or past the hitting phase. Yeah. So let's have a quick look at Andy doing pivot step. I've got one backhand and one forehand. Here goes. So if we have a look, you'll see again the ball has been struck from Novak and Andy is de-weighted, as we've talked about. If you haven't seen the other videos, come on, get with the program, go check them out. You will see here, oh, this is an interesting one. Andy, for the first time, does an uneven split. That means he doesn't even put down his left foot. You'll see it there. He just goes straight off the right foot. And then let's check the footwork steps to get behind the ball. One crossover and then a shuffle into position, hitting off a semi-closed stance. Classic preparation of the shoulders. But then watch here, he's going to hit this open space, and boy does he hit it. He will pivot around that front foot, and the speed of the ball is pretty massive. It's a winner. Let's have a look at that one more time. This is, like, I would say, one of my favorite shots because it's so clean. Watch it in slow motion. Clean rotation through the ball. And then, even though it's going to be a winner, you see he's starting to move, and then he realizes it's a winner. Next one is a forehand. It's not as common on the forehand, but it does happen. The key thing here is, that's before I start saying it, is a lot of the time on the pivot, because you're not coming off the ground, the ball is not sitting up, and it's quite often done to maintain or maybe slightly increase. That backhand, you increased it big time. But on the forehand, you'll see here, come on, Kris. Let's have a look at the steps. Uneven again. Little kind of just correction steps in position. Classic neutral stance, shoulder turn, and then watch, he will rotate around that front foot. Yeah, it's just a change of direction. So that's the pivot step, pretty straightforward, but it's a very fluid, smooth rotation through the ball. But the key thing is, again, tactically, it's the ball is not sitting up, it's coming through at a decent speed. You don't need, let's say, vertical acceleration. You want more of a horizontal trajectory, so you just pivot around. In the coming weeks, I will show you where all the different pivots can happen from. My favorite one is off a third ball. So you've just served, they hit deep up the middle. You don't want to give away momentum of the point. You rotate and pivot off that ball, so you get a full rotation while you're going backwards. And again, the ball doesn't care about whether you're going backwards. So this myth about transferring weight into the ball doesn't care. All it cares about is that moment it gets struck. So whether you're rotating backwards or rotating forwards, you can still get that power. So tomorrow we will start to unpack the 4 things that are most common when you are forced to hit while moving. Now, if I'm honest, 3 of them are very common. One of them hardly ever happens, but it does happen. Again, mostly off that third ball when you're under pressure, but the first 3 happen big time. So tune in tomorrow, subscribe, share, comment below. I want to start engaging with you and hearing how you see and train footwork. So until tomorrow, laters.